Thank you so much, James Terry, and welcome out to Gerald Prim Stadium. Unfortunately, James always is so good with timing, able to send it right to us back in time, but just narrowly missing out here as we wrap up Military and First Responders Appreciation Night here at the Prim. Good evening, everyone, and welcome in to Gerald Prim Stadium, where you're listening to KSST Radio, where we bring you Lady Cats Soccer. As I was just mentioning, they finished wrapping up their Military and First Responders Appreciation Night, and it should be a good matchup tonight between Sulphur Springs, currently 3-0 in 15 4A, and the visiting North Lamar Pantherettes, who are third at 2-1. Should be a very, very fun one, as Sulphur Springs is 3-0, hoping to wrap up the first half of district play. That's right, folks, you heard me correctly. We are already here the Friday after Valentine's, and women's soccer is already wrapping up one half of district play. A lot of coaches will call it round one instead of first half, which makes total sense because you got to play the opponents same way in the same order you played them, but you just flip the venue. So Lady Cat Soccer wrapping up round one, even though only a 8-game district season. That's right, folks. It is, besides football, by far and away the smallest district. At only 4 teams the Lady Cats play. So they started out with playing Pleasant Grove, plenty more on all these matchups, but started out at Pleasant Grove, then at Paris. That was last Tuesday. Friday, they were actually off, and then last Tuesday, this past Tuesday rather, winning big over Pittsburgh. I suspect a similar big win here tonight for the Lady Cats. At least that's what Coach Adriana Brenna was saying. She expects her team to dominate here versus visiting North Lamar. So if a coach is saying that heading into a matchup, then boy, folks, I think you're in for a treat here tonight at the Prim, as Sulphur Springs hopes to wrap up round one of district play 4-0. Coach Adriana Brenna and I had the chance to sit down yesterday and talk about her team, and she talked about how hungry her team was and that they always want to get back out there, they just want to compete, and she talked about how just how much she liked coaching this team. I mean, it's one thing to have good, talented players, and that's what I said to her, but it's another thing when you have good, talented players, and a lot of them, like the Lady Cats do, but they all buy in, and when the fundamentals and it just looks so easy, like you're playing the video game version of the sport on easy mode, that's when you know you've got yourself a very good squad in your team. And that's exactly why the Lady Cats are pretty highly ranked. Through 15 regular season games, they are 10-5, and last I checked, I think they had cracked the top 25 according to Lethal Enforcer, a soccer ranker, but if not, they are one of the top teams in all of 4A Region 2, at least according to Lethal Enforcer. And it's hard to argue with them, especially when they've been winning big like they have the last few games. I mean, my goodness, not too long ago, they won 9-0 over Pittsburgh. That was this past Tuesday, so a huge, huge win. And North Lamar, on the other hand, only won versus Pittsburgh 2-0, or 2-0 rather. So to give you an idea of how lopsided this game just might get, at least according to the transitive property. But also the Lady Cats, they won over second place PG. That was their first district game. That was Friday, February 3rd. They won over the Lady Hawks 3-1. That was right here at the Prim. So that would be 2 weeks ago. And man, with only 4 district games, this district season is just screaming by for the Lady Cats. It especially helps when it's so weirdly staggered. So for instance, they started out their district season Friday, February 3rd again versus Pleasant Grove. Then that following Tuesday, so that was a week ago this past Tuesday, they were in Paris and they were able to get that game off as opposed to Wildcats soccer that was here in Sulphur Springs this Tuesday before last. And it just got rained out and lightning as well. So it's one thing when you can play in rain, but when it's just pouring and lightning is always when they call it. So, or at least call for some kind of delay. But Lady Cats were able to get that game off. The men's, however, did not. That game had to be pushed back to last Thursday. But Sulphur Springs still won big over Paris. That was a 6-1 win. So just blowing the door off those other Lady Cats. And Paris now 1-3 in district play. So I kind of figured maybe they're with their men's program being the second best team along with Pleasant Grove, that maybe that would translate to the women's program, but that is not the case. Paris 1-3 again. Your Lady Cats though 3-0 and hosting 2-1 North Lamar. North Lamar tied for second with Pleasant Grove. And I mentioned the Lady Cats 3-1 win over the Lady Hawks. That was in Texarkana. It makes the following matchup with the Pleasant Grove Lady Hawks in Sulphur Springs super important. So if the Lady Cats win here tonight, taking care of North Lamar, that would put them at 4-0. PG doesn't play today, but they do play. No one plays next Tuesday. See, I'm telling you, this district is weird with only 5 teams in it. It creates for days like next Tuesday where no teams are playing, but yeah, so Pleasant Grove will be playing this same North Lamar team a week from today, and then that following Tuesday, that's the last day in all of February, the 28th. No leap year this year, folks. February 28th, that is when Pleasant Grove comes to town in what'll likely be for the district championship. So the winner of that game could very well go on to win the district crown. Again, assuming there aren't any major injuries, major upsets. I think that's how it's going to shake out. You usually can tell about halfway through at least who's probably going to be number one, and then usually you have an idea of playoff teams. And right now it's a little too muddled again with only 5 teams in the district, including Sulphur Springs. So plenty of time to figure out how things will shake out for 2 through 4. But right now your Lady Cats are cruising high in first place, 3-0. That is their district record. Pleasant Grove and North Lamar tied for second at 2-1. Paris again in fourth, or rather third, I guess I should say, 1-3. And Pittsburgh still winless at 0-3. And with a loss like Tuesday that they suffered to Sulphur Springs, again, that was a 9-0 defeat. Haven't seen a loss like that since old Marshall came to town. Oof. I think I covered 2, so half of the games that we played Marshall in 2 seasons, I want to say I covered 1 each season. And if I'm not mistaken, if not maybe 3 of the 4, but either way, each of those losses were, or wins rather, for Sulphur Springs were 10, 11, 9-0, just giving it to Marshall. And that's tough to see for a program. It makes it really hard to get excited to go back out there. Trust us. We Sulphur Springs fans know well after that football season last year. It can get hard to keep coming to games. Same with the women's basketball team last year, you know? It's just when things aren't going your way, it's hard to support them, and, you know, who can blame them? When things are going well, everyone wants to get on board, and when things aren't, hard to justify it. But these Lady Cats are playing really well this year. They are 10-5, and just about 6 minutes left to go here on the warm-up clock before North Lamar kicks off with your Sulphur Springs Lady Cats. I'm going to take a break, and we're going to hear from some more of our pregame sponsors. But we'll be back here in just a little while with Lady Cats Soccer. Welcome back out to Gerald Prim Stadium, folks. You're listening to KSST Radio as we bring you Lady Cats Soccer. It's the first soccer game KSST has done all year long, and boy, are we thrilled to be out here at the friendly confines of the Prim. I mean, you will be hard-pressed to find a better stadium in all of East Texas, I would argue, folks. I mean, the stadium is wonderful, the fans are great, the concessions are wonderful. In fact, we even got a little coupon here for Military Appreciation Night, so showing some love. Shout out to the Lady Cats Soccer program. What is it? And you get 2 slices of pizza, chips, cookies, and a drink. My word, Christmas came early this year. Plus, when you're a journalist and you have a lot of late night meals, and let me tell you, it does add up. So anytime you get a chance for some sort of free meal, you take it. Oof. Oof da. But welcome out to the Prim, where KSST Radio is broadcasting Lady Cats Soccer tonight, folks. And we've got about a minute and a half until the ball drops and Sulphur Springs wraps up round 1 of district play. Coaches here in town call it round 1, or you can call it the first half of district play, but either way, Sulphur Springs hosts North Lamar, and the Pantherettes are going to be hoping to get an upset here tonight over Sulphur Springs. They are tied for second at 2-1, but your Lady Cats 3-0. And most recently, they won Tuesday big over Pittsburgh. So add that in with a 6-1 win over Paris and a 3-1 win over PG, and your Lady Cats, there's a very good chance they could not only be 4-0, but they could maybe have a shot at an undefeated district season. But seems like we're getting pretty close to time for the national anthem and both teams' announcement here. I believe it'll be done by the ADA here in Sulphur Springs. Or rather, AAD. Mike Better. Coach Adriana Brenna on that far sideline with her squad. Your Lady Cats are 10-5, including a perfect 3-0 in 15 4A play. Coach Brenna talked about how she was really looking forward to this matchup and seeing what her team could do fresh off a 9-0 victory over Pittsburgh. Pantherettes, on the other hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at tonight's matchup between the North Lamar Lady Panthers and your Sulphur Springs Lady Cats. At this time, we will announce the North Lamar Lady Panthers. Number 00, Aviana Allen. Number 1, Cameron Mylan. Number 2, Emily Michael. Number 4, Brooke Forbes. Number 5, Emmeline Del Toro. Number 6, Avery Weddle. Number 7, Cataline Nava. Number 9, Riley Mahone. Number 10, JC Coward. Number 11, Bailey Cole. Number 12, Natasha Whitke. Number 13, Haley Salazar. And number 16, Katie Lennertz. The Lady Panthers are coached by Selena Davis and Ashley McCormick. And now for your Sulphur Springs Lady Cats. Number 1, Anna Williams. Number 2, Addison Jones. Number 4, Izzy Tessing. Number 5, Emma Romero. Number 6, Jolie Moore. Number 7, Addie Fenton. Number 8, Emily Soto. Number 9, Haley Schultz. Number 10, Rebecca Stanley. Number 11, Malia Doss. Number 13, Kendall Farrell. Number 14, Brianna Ruiz. Number 15, Aniston Price. Number 16, Vanessa Wayne. Number 17, Valerie Flecker. Number 19, Camila Martinez. Number 20, Angeles Cruz. Number 21, Zoe Crump. Number 23, Kylie Clark. 00, Maya Olvera. And number 99, Zoe Hayward. Sulphur Springs Lady Cats are coached by Adriana Brenna, Rebecca Huffman, and Robin Castro. And now, if you'll please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
With that, we are pretty close to set to kick off here as your Lady Cats hosting North Lamar and hoping to get off to a fast start.
Concession stands open. We have nachos, Frito chili pie, coffee, and hot chocolate. Feel free to go grab some.
Both teams huddle up.
Give me a hot cocoa.
And North Lamar, first one to break the huddle on the far side. On the south 30-yard line is where they mingle, coming out of the huddle. And they are just about set to begin here in town, Sulphur Springs at Gerald Prim Stadium. Got some pretty nice conditions, although admittedly a little bit chilly. Humidity at 38%, wind moving north at 5 miles an hour, and 46 degrees last time I spoke with our station manager James Terry. So I imagine it's gotten a little bit colder since.
I didn't mean that. I'm fine. We're half the hate on that. Not even arrogant. Everyone's hate. Is that really why you're so talking? And you listen to me? What the fuck would you listen to me? Everybody knows I know everybody.
And the Lady Cats now
Everybody knows I know everybody.
bring out their starting 11.
You didn't get him right. You weren't a normal.
The Lady Cats will be playing defense to start out. Opening kick going to North Lamar, and quickly they turned it over. Kaya Clark out in front. She's got a couple Lady Cats she can go to. Clark gets it right back. She's got Schultz. Clark tries to put it in herself, and oh, wide right. Beautiful first attempt from Kylie Clark, but unfortunately she couldn't cash in. Well right at the goal. Free kick from the goal coming up. North Lamar quick to send it to the far end line at about the 30, and nice advance, but not the volley that Pantherette was hoping for, as it was quickly turned over. Sulphur Springs now going, and they bake it back to the Pantherette side of the field. Right now, it's Addie Jones with it. Addison tries to find a Lady Cat, but North Lamar starts going the other way. Good defense, though. That was Aniston Price on the back end, not allowing that Pantherette to keep going down this near side, getting a goal opportunity. They are about to throw it in, though. Pantherettes throw it in, but missed its intended target, overshot, and now going the other way is Addie Fenton. Fenton tries to find Stanley, but well past the Lady Cat. On one of the backs for North Lamar, quickly deciding to get rid of it, and ooh, not a bad attempt, but just went into the side of the goal. Lady Cats have a corner kick, and it's given right back. Ooh, and over the crossbars. No goal. Another solid attempt coming out of the gate here. Not even 3 minutes into this action. Your Lady Cats still knotted. Clean sheet here at the Prim, but that could change here. Ooh, here's a good opportunity. Clark puts it in. Goal, Lady Cats. Kylie Clark scores the first goal here in this game. and what a beauty it was. She also had the first attempt on goal here on the night. She wasn't able to cash in, neither did the second opportunity, but the third sure did.
Hey, Addie, Emily, can y'all shut goals, please, if you're safe?
Great job by Addie Clark there. Or sorry, Kylie Clark. She now has, let's see, 9 goals. So sorry, no, now she has 10. 10 goals for the Lady Cat. North Lamar once again quickly turns it over. Oh, here's Clark on the outside. She's got a good look and tries to get it to Haley Schultz, but Schultz wide left of the goal. No dice on that one. She knew as soon as that ball left her leg on the kick that was no good, slumping her head. However, the Lady Cats do still lead 1-0 here over North Lamar. And once again, a pass well overshooting an intended Pantherette. Not quite the ball handlers North Lamar is that the Lady Cats are, but shoot. Sulphur Springs, led by head coach Adriana Brenna, will take it. Here on the near side, though, now is Addison Jones. Jones advances it to Jolie Moore. And wasn't going to be that easy for the Lady Cat. I believe that was Anna Williams. Yes. Williams tried to put it in, but quickly, Lady Cats get it right back. Clark outside. And just probably about a foot, maybe a foot and a half from hitting the near crossbar on the south end zone where the Lady Cats are playing into here in this first period. Your Lady Cats still leading though 1-0. Goal attempt no good by Kylie Clark from just outside the box. Pantherettes quickly advancing it down the far side, but just as quickly giving it right back to Sulphur Springs. And taking it up that far side was Emma Romero, but kicked out by North Lamar. So it'll be a free kick here for Sulphur Springs.
No, you just gotta sit down. You just gotta sit down on the ground. On the bench. Yeah, you don't gotta be sitting down. Let's go.
On that far side, though, is Sulphur Springs. And great ball handling. Here's another good opportunity. And Haley just couldn't quite keep up with it. Good pressure there on that far side by North Lamar. Not allowing such an electric Lady Cat a good open look. On that far side, though, is Clark, I believe, and she could not put it in. She even missed the side on that goal opportunity. Instead, just putting it behind the goal entirely. Here's Clark, though. On that far side, she's got a good look. Oh, that was close. Oh, boy. Goal is no good by Kylie Clark. Free kick here. Pantherettes pushing it up to the midfielders. And that's been where kind of some of the problems have been for North Lamar here. The Lady Cats just been too good. Controlling midfield. Clark. Goal! Kylie Clark already with a brace here, and we're not even into 10 minutes of action. And boy, she has had at least 2 more on goal opportunities, so she is just putting on a show here early. Lady Cats already leading big, 2-0. Man, when Coach Brenna was saying she expected her team to dominate it, she wasn't joking. They have been doing just that. North Lamar has had really no answers here for Sulphur Springs here early. Schultz trying to get it back. And now Addison Jones threading it to Addie Fenton. Schultz now with it again. Fenton was looking for it, but instead Schultz defers to Emily Soto. Soto trying to get it here in the near corner, but she can't quite get to it. So it will be a free kick from just outside of North Lamar's goal. Lady Cats looking to get it right back. Clark, almost like a homing beacon, just heading straight to it. On that far side is Anna Williams, one of the captains for this team. She's got an opportunity. She's got a good lane and trying to get to it and not lose it. Ooh, nice thread. Oh, behind the goal. That would have been a beaut. But that Lady Cat just couldn't quite thread it in. I believe that was Schultz on the goal opportunity. Free kick is away. And not quite the look they were hoping for, and ooh, that Lady Cat kind of lost it a little bit. Oh, beautiful opportunity. Oh, almost dropped by the goalie, but she was able to get her hands on it. Sulphur Springs still leading big here, 2-0, but they've had a couple of really good opportunities to make it even an even wider margin. Fenton almost loses it. She does retain it, but oh, just outside of the reach of Anna Williams. Had she had about another second, she would have had a really, really good opportunity to put that one in. I mean, she had literally just the goalie to beat. Corner kick, though, for the Lady Cats. And good defense there. Instead, kicking it right back out. Pantherettes going to see what the Lady Cats can cook on another corner. Here it is. And outside of the big box. Trying to chase after it is Addie Fenton. The Lady Cat comes up empty, though. Aniston Price really good here on the right side. Really making these Pantherettes pay. I mean, really, the Lady Cats are just dominating the midfield. And, ooh, here's a pretty decent look. Anna Williams dribbling around her defender. Here it is. Oh. Oh, they'll say it was in.
Oh, Sulphur Springs, Anna Williams.
And yes, it is indeed Anna Williams here, getting the third goal. Your Lady Cats are leading in a huge way, 3-0. I mean, my word. North Lamar needs to try and correct course here, because they are already trailing in a huge way. But, ooh, great ball handling there by that Lady Cat. able to just sidestep her defender. On this near side is Addison Jones. Jones trying to thread it into Emily Soto. Instead, being kicked back up, advanced towards midfield. North Lamar has got a little bit of room, and just as quickly, that free space dries up. Lady Cats looking to keep it on the North Lamar side of the field, and they have done just that. I mean, that's probably the second real opportunity the Lady Cats have gotten, or the Pantherettes have gotten on the far side, but the Lady Cats putting the pressure on North Lamar yet again, but Pantherettes have to just kick it out. Lady Cats on the throw-in from just about the corner. And really good discipline. Just opting to push it back out instead of trying to find a look that isn't there. And just as I said that, they did the exact opposite of that. And North Lamar once again pushes it out. And throw-in unsuccessful for the Lady Cats. Ultimately, they had a number of good opportunities, or decent opportunities from the corner. Try and maybe add on another one, but instead, North Lamar gives some good defense, and finally a throw-in results in North Lamar getting a free kick of their own. But just too far ahead, time and time again here. North Lamar has gotten a kick from one of their backs that's tried to push it up to midfield, but that's just gone straight to a back for the Lady Cats. So not exactly the passers that Sulphur Springs is, and these Lady Cats, they'll make a team like that pay. And you can see that here early, already leading the Pantherettes 3-0. Throw in for the Pantherettes, far side, but seems as though we've got some sort of foul on the field. Not exactly sure, but it will be a throw in for the Lady Cats. Schultz defers to another Lady Cat for the throw in. Your Lady Cats look like the 10-5 team that they are, 3-0 in district play, as they are leading North Lamar in a big way here in the first period. 3-0 over the visiting Pantherettes. Another free kick. Clark. I believe her intended target was Addie Fenton, but Fenton does end up with it somehow, some way. Here's another good opportunity. Ooh, Pantherette comes up with it. Addison Jones gets a decent look, but the passing lane, or rather the goal lane, is interrupted by just a darn Pantherette in the way. Gosh, I hate to see it. Regardless, the Lady Cats will be having another corner kick here. Here's the corner kick. And, ooh, beautifully placed, but the header, no good. Anna Williams with the header, trying to put it in, but just went well over the crossbar. If this were football, the kick would be good. Pretty nice looking header there on the free kick. Ooh, beautiful handling by Fenton. Schultz comes back to it. Williams between the two hashes and tries to put it in herself, but instead goes straight to the goalie. Great job there. Catching it with both hands is Allen, the goalie for the Pantherettes. One of the couple of saves she's made here tonight. In fact, that's 3 of them at this point. Oh, here's Schultz all alone. Or no, sorry, that's not Schultz, but it is a goal. That was Jolie Moore on the goal. And it looks like we'll have some substitutions here. Already 4 goals for the Lady Cats, leading huge 4-0. Kylie Clark got both goals, 1 and 2, to lead North Lamar 2-0. Then it was Anna Williams with the 3rd, and finally, most recently, Jolie Moore, goal number 4, your Lady Cats, leading in a huge way, 4-0. North Lamar trying to get some kind of answers here, and almost halfway through this first period, they finally get to about inside the 20-yard line before the Lady Cat defense can push it out. Rebecca Stanley. Ooh. Trying to find Anna Williams. Stanley gets it back. And Stanley trying to find Malia Doss. Doss defers back to Stanley. Stanley trying to put one in herself. Oof. But another good goal save there from Allen. North Lamar able to defer on 1 goal. Still trailing, though, in a big way, 4-0. Angel Cruz comes straight to it. Williams. Good ball handling. Allen's running up to it. And she is able to fall down on a great save there by the Pantherette goalie. Stanley sends it straight up with the header. However, the Pantherettes do end up with it before some good defense. Left back. Trying to come back to it. I believe that's Vanessa Wayne, but she instead kicks it out. North Lamar trying to get their first goal of the night. However, it won't come on this one. Another. Well, this will actually be the first goal save here for Sulphur Springs. North Lamar ends up kicking it straight to Kylie Clark. The exact opposite person you want it going to. On the far side is Becca Stanley. And man, what a ball handler she is. She does get some nice opposition in the form of a tackle. But great D there from Aniston Price. Sticking with her man and not giving up an inch. About halfway into this first period, your Lady Cats leading North Lamar 4-0. Pass intended for Malia Doss is almost taken the other way. Pantherettes do kick it out though. Sulphur Springs hoping to advance it. Ooh, a decent pass is almost intercepted. Stanley has a couple of options. Instead, she's trying to do it herself. It's almost turned over. Lady Cats do retain it though. Clark, far side. And no Lady Cat there to get it. Kicked out here on the near side by the Pantherettes. Set for the throw-in is 19, Camila Martinez. Martinez finds Stanley near side. Before it's once again kicked out. Stanley can't get the opportunity. She was said it's kicked out. Back to receive a pass gone awry is Clark. Ooh, great tackle there by Kylie Clark, getting the ball back for her team. And a pass intended for, I believe, Anna Williams in the midfield is started to take back the other way. Lady Cats get it back right at literally midfield. Just about at that beautiful Sulphur Springs Wildcats logo here at the Prim, where your Lady Cats just putting it on North Lamar here, 4-0. Stanley trying to stay with it, but she loses it. Williams gets it right back before Malia Doss loses it here on the near side. Stanley dribbling around her defender. Set for the throw-in is Martinez. Good throw-in, good pass to Rebecca Stanley. Once again, dribbling around her defender. She's got some options. Threads it into Doss. Doss here in the corner, near side. Ooh, straight to the goalie. Goalkeeper Allen for North Lamar has been busy here. She did give up 4 goals, but she has had to face a heck of a lot more opportunities. Lady Cats throwing it in from Martinez. Martinez. Tries to find another Lady Cat here on the near side, but ooh. A great striker there. She's got some speed there for the Pantherettes, but unfortunately, even better defense by the backs for Sulphur Springs. Lady Cats going back the other way. Williams, captain here for the Lady Cats. Gets it into Cruz. Cruz trying to get it back to Williams. Instead, passing lane intercepted. Martinez. Now to Price. Williams has a Lady Cat far side. Trying to maybe get it into Stanley. Instead, it's kicked back out by a Pantherette, I believe. No, it'll be last touched by a Lady Cat. Kick out by North Lamar. Whistle on the field. They'll call some sort of violation against the Pantherettes. Lady Cats set for a free kick from about North Lamar's 20. Good opportunity, and ooh. It was placed just inside the box. I mean, that couldn't have been placed or kicked any better. Free kick from about the goal. Cruz calls Williams' number. Now to Stanley. Stanley to Doss. Here's a good opportunity, and oh, just hit the right crossbar. It did hit the side. I want to say that hit the lower crossbar of the net on that right side, but it was just removed from the goal. Beautiful opportunity. No good there. Lady Cats still have it. Here's a decent opportunity from Kendall Farrell. However, another good save from Allen. It stays a 4-0 lead for the Lady Cats. Farrell has it again. Calls Cruz to Williams.
Good gracious! Possession stand.
On the far side is North Lamar. Quickly though, Lady Cats foil their plans.
My bad, I'm trying to raise my homie up. Babe, stop!
Sulphur Springs about set for a corner. Corner kick is away. And hard to tell who came up with it. Cruz gets it back at about North of Mars 20. And oof, another good save by Allen. Like I said, the goalie for Paris's North Lamar has been quite busy here. Williams has it, far side. Ooh, and just dribbling circles around her defenders before she runs into a brick wall in one of the backs for the Pantherettes. North Lamar trying to maybe catch the Lady Cats slipping in transition, but the Lady Cats quickly foiled those plans. About 9 minutes left in this first period. Your Lady Cats leading in a huge margin, 4-0. Ooh, Lady Cat falls on the concrete here on the near side. That was Camila Martinez. She gets back up. Seems to be fine, but no doubt probably hurt those hands. Free kick is away. Martinez gets a pass intended for a Pantherette. Now it's Fenton. And Fenton's kick nowhere near a Lady Cat. Pantherettes set for the throw-in. Well, North Lamar is 2-1 in district play. They're tied for second with Pleasant Grove, who the Lady Cats will meet, as I previously mentioned, in the last Tuesday in this month. February 28th is when Sulphur Springs will next meet up with Pleasant Grove. And after North Lamar's loses here tonight, they will be 2-2, comfortably putting them in third place, where Pleasant Grove will stay in second. Paris still in, well, it will be fourth now, as they are 1-3. Lady Cats in stride on the far side is Schultz, and trying to beat her defender, but that back there on that right side is very good for the Pantherettes. Lady Cats, though, about set for the throw-in. Haley Schultz finds, I believe that's Zoe Crump here on the near side. Yes, that is indeed Zoe Crump. Barrel to Schultz, to Stanley before the turnover. Ooh, good tackle there by Aniston Price, Lady Cats. Now leave it up to Rebecca Stanley, working on the far side. And ooh, having a good look at Zoe Crump here before the Pantherettes kick it away. North Lamar probably was hoping to get some kind of points on the board. They knew the Lady Cats were going to be scoring early and often, but I'm sure they weren't expecting a 4-0 deficit here with just about 6 minutes remaining in that first period. Coach Breno was talking about the Salina loss going up against one of the top teams in all of the state in 4A, Salina, and ooh, a pretty good look from Addie Fenton, goes straight to the goalkeeper, Allen. after the throw-in is Martinez. She gets it to Farrell. Farrell. Trying to get it to a Lady Cat at just about the 40 on the far side, north side of the 50. Instead, it's turned over. Lady Cats. As I've been talking about all night, they are very good at midfield, and they are making North Lamar pay. Schultz literally dribbling around her defenders. She gives it to Zoe Crump here, near side, before Crump loses it a bit. And just enough to be a step behind it as it rolls out of bounds here on the inline. Here on the near side. North Lamar. Set for the throw-in. Pantherettes end up giving it straight to a Lady Cat. Now, on the back end, one of the wings gets it. That's Aniston Price. Price. To Martinez before she has to kick it out. Didn't want to allow Forbes here on the near side, as she's very quick. Martinez, almost a good tackle, but Forbes is able to evade it. Maya Olvera watches as it harmlessly rolls out of bounds, far side. Ooh, kicked out. Lady Cats. Quick to get back to it. And good tempo here on this one. In a little bit of space is Addie Fenton. But the Pantherettes come racing back to it. Your Sulphur Springs Lady Cats are 10-5 on the regular season and look to be on their way to a 4th straight district win. As it stands right now, they are leading North Lamar 4-0, but in district play they are 3-0. No other team is undefeated though, besides Coach Adriana Brenna's squad. But don't get it twisted, even though the Lady Cats came out to a beautifully strong opening here versus the Pantherettes. Ooh, and here's another good opportunity. Schultz dribbling around her defender before it's kicked away. Schultz almost loses it. Stanley has it. Your Lady Cats just crushing North Lamar. 5-0 here. As the first period begins to expire. Kendall Farrell on the near side. Good D there. Schultz. Ooh, tries to give it to Stanley. Stanley almost turns it over, but gives it right back to Schultz. Schultz from 15 yards out, now 10, 5. Puts one in and tries to cross it, but just wasn't the cross she was hoping for. However, that will do it for the first period with your Lady Cats leading big over North Lamar, 5-0. I'm going to take a break, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes for more action coming up. Welcome back to Gerald Prim Stadium here as we are in this third quarter. Your Lady Cats leading in a big way, 5-0. 5 first period goals for your Sulphur Springs Lady Cats, including the first 2, both by Kylie Clark, and she got a heck of a lot more good looks than that, let me tell you. But she'll take those 2 goals already with a brace, and since then it's been 3 other Lady Cat scores. So Anna Williams got the third at that point, leading 3-0, and that couldn't have been even 10 minutes into that first period. And then 4th and 5th goals by Jolie Moore and Becca Stanley, respectively. So your Lady Cats just putting it on the visiting Pantherettes here, 5-0. And I was talking about how Sulphur Springs won over Pittsburgh 9-0, now leading the Pantherettes here 5-0. And even though North Lamar could only beat Pittsburgh, I believe it was 2-0. So transitive property is actually a reliable source here. You don't want to always use it because, you know, things get wacky. But Lady Cats first to break the huddle, and hard to understand why they wouldn't be already leading by a 5-goal margin. Pantherettes going to be looking to get some kind of early momentum. Otherwise, this game could get real ugly here soon, because Sulphur Springs just dominated time of possession. Not to mention, it really hardly ever made it to midfield, let alone to the Lady Cat side of, gosh, even the 40, really the 35, I would say. The ball has really only maybe 3 total times in that first period made it past that point. So Lady Cats have just been dominating here, and that's what Coach Brenna said yesterday. I mean, Thursday morning before noon. Shoot, that was at 8 a.m. I interviewed her Thursday morning, and she said it then, and she knew it then, and it's even more clear now. Lady Cats leading 5-0. North Lamar slow to break the huddle, led by head coach Selena Davis. And your Lady Cats entered tonight 3-0, the lone undefeated team in 15-4A. And just looking to go 4-0. Looking to hold on here. Lady Cats get the second period opening kick. Kickoff going the Lady Cats' way, and they're keeping it to the far side here in this first minute. Malia Doss finds Anna Williams far side. Williams threading it, I believe, to Addison Fenton. Yep, Addie Fenton. But that kick went straight to Allen, the goalkeeper for North Lamar, and as a result, Pantherettes free kick it out. Williams just wrestles the ball away. Almost gets it right back before Fenton turns it over. Doss to Stanley, then back to Williams before kicked out. Schultz, ooh, last second save there. Great job there by the junior. Back was Thessing, and good play there. Ooh, even better pass Far side. Ooh, before Allen was able to fall down on it. I believe that was Williams on the goal attempt. And we've got a violation here. Will be called against the Lady Cats. Free kick here for North Lamar. Schultz races up to the ball, right in midfield. Stanley, once again, dribbling around her man on the near side. Ooh, getting tangled up. I believe that's Anna Williams. Williams loses control of the ball a bit, but she does keep it. Still inside North Lamar's 20. From about 10 yards out, the Lady Cats still have it on the near side. Ooh, losing it. Schultz trying to get it to Addie Fenton before Allen, goalkeeper for North Lamar, comes up with it. Throw-in for the Lady Cats, right in front of the Sulphur Springs bench, where Coach Adriana Brenna and the Lady Cats are. And, ooh, good job there by Allen, the goalkeeper for the Pantherettes, coming up with it. Coming back to it is Addison Jones. Clark gets it into Schultz before Schultz tries to do a little too much with the dribbling. Taking it out of bounds herself. The junior. Far kick there. Ooh, nice pass back. Good cross. Schultz. Not exactly a header. I'd call that one the shoulder back. Good tackle. Clean tackle. Lady Cats have it. Inside the 20. Right now it's Emily Soto with it. Soto to Fenton. Ooh, not the pass. A little bit behind Jolie Moore on that one. Addison Jones throwing it in. Pass lane intercepted, or at least it almost was. Stanley for the Lady Cats, almost comes up with it. Allen, another good goal save. Your Lady Cats have another great goal opportunity right now. Ooh, and Allen can't make the goal save. Lady Cats still have it. She gets back up on her feet. Now it's Williams. Williams and the cross. Too much sauce on that one from Anna Williams. Mr. Vuvuzuela making his displeasure be heard. Or misses. Who am I to presume? Addison Jones comes up with it. Jones. It ends up with Emily Soto. Soto having to kick it back all the way to Clark on the back end. Schultz, great feed there to Williams. Schultz gets it right back before even better defense by the backs there for North Lamar, not giving any good open looks. Here's Fenton, and ooh. Fenton tried to really do something special. I mean, she tried to literally pivot on one foot, turn around and pass it, or maybe even try and put it in herself, but she had to literally try and stop her momentum, pivot around to the ball, and then kick it in. So just too tough a play there for the Lady Cat. Sulphur Springs still leading 5-0. Kick is away. Ooh, that one sounded like a whale. Yeah, that one. Lady Cats on the throw-in. Targeted for Schultz. Williams does come up with it before giving it right back to the Lady Cat. Here's Fenton. Ooh, good look. Goes straight to Allen. She's given up 5 goals here tonight, but she has still had a pretty gosh darn good performance here. Oh, and just outside of reach of the leg of Haley Schultz. And man, had she been one more step ahead, if not 2, that would have been nothing but net there for the junior. Lady Cats leading 5-0 still. Soto there with that midfield defense that she is so good with, and once again outside the reach of the forwards, and as a result Addison Jones there on that at mid is just so good for these Lady Cats. Throwing it in are the Pantherettes. Coach Selena Davis and her program. Probably we're hoping to come in here tonight and get some kind of win here over the Lady Cats, which would have been quite the upset, I can't lie. But entering tonight, they were 2-1, tied for second with Pleasant Grove, but after a loss here tonight, they will be 2-2, dropping them down to third. Paris still fourth at, well, technically they are third entering tonight, but they will be fourth at 1-3. Pantherettes set for a corner kick. Oh, and North Lamar gets their first goal of the night.
Goal, Lady Panthers.
And North Lamar's first goal breaks a 5-0 deficit. Now they trail 5-1. So Sulphur Springs gives up their first goal of the night, Maya Oliveira. But here's Anna Williams trying to dribble around her man. She does just that, feeds it to Stanley. Stanley has to fall back for a moment before feeding it back to number 5. That's Emma Romero. I called her number a whole lot tonight, but now Stanley finds Schultz in space. Ooh, crosses too much outside of the reach of Jolie Moore. Ooh, that would have been a nice one. So, cross no good to Jolie Moore. Now, oh, they'll say it was last touched by Pantherette. Clark set for the corner. far side. Here's the corner kick from Clark. And they'll say it was in fact a goal. So the Lady Cats respond right back. Their 6th goal of the night. They are now leading over North Lamar 6-1. Back to their 5-goal lead it was just a few minutes ago. North Lamar did finally put a goal in the net, getting that 0 off the scoreboard, but the Lady Cats strike back just as quickly. Williams feeds it to Schultz. Far side, now to Stanley. Stanley looking for options. She'll do her dribble around like she is so good at doing. Feeds it to Williams. Williams dribbles around her man. Here's a good look. Oh, and bounces off a Pantherette. So the Lady Cats will throw it in here in a moment. But man, had it not been for that Pantherette standing right in the way, that would have been a goal. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Set for the corner is Sulphur Springs. It's away. And it's in the scrum of bodies in the penalty box. North Lamar trying to catch the Lady Cats slipping in transition. However, good D there. For it's ricocheted off a Pantherette body going out past the far inline. Throwing it in right about at the Pantherette bench is, I believe that was Addison Jones. Clark calls Williams' number in midfield. However, it is deflected, sent back the other way, North Lamar. Set for the throw-in. Deflected. This time off a Lady Cat. Emma Romero gets it back. Ooh, and intended for Schultz here near side. For it is deflected. Pantherettes with it at the moment, for it is kicked well past the nearest North Lamar player. Lady Cats kick it back to Maya Olvera, but she kicks it out, so it will be a throw-in for North Lamar. Clark on the back line, trying to make sure no more goals come in for the Pantherettes. They already scored one, but set for a corner kick. Maybe they're looking to see if they can't put on another one. Oh man, that cross could have been deadly, but instead, well past its intended target. Pantherettes then totally lose control of the ball. before. Looks like we've got a violation called against a Pantherette. And inside the 10 now is Haley Schultz looking for options. She tries to find Williams before it's ricocheted off another lady. Oh, here's Stanley. Here's a good look. Oh, once again, straight to Allen. Tell you what, that Pantherette goalie has been put through the ringer here tonight, and even though her team is losing 5-0, having given up 5 goals, or sorry, 6-1, having given up 6 goals, that is not all against her, and her team has been a bit sloppy with passing, and it's really hurt them here. Williams loses it. Looks like we'll have some substitutions here for the Lady Cats. A couple Lady Cats come out. And a couple come back in. Wayne on the throw-in. Trying to find Schultz. This time around on a throw-in, she looks to Rebecca Stanley. Ooh, and Stanley just outside of the reach of Schultz. Free kick coming up for the Pantherettes. Lady Cats have it in decent position before the Pantherettes start going the other way. And well past the intended target on that kick by Sulphur Springs. I believe that was number 4, Izzy Thessing. Rebecca Stanley has it in space. She's at the 10, at the 5. She will look, try to put it in herself, instead giving it straight to the goalie, Allen. I think maybe she was waiting for a Lady Cat to come up maybe behind her or to the side of her that she could defer to, but instead she tried to put it in herself, and as a result, she will be called. Or she won't be called, but she won't get the goal. North Lamar starting to get some decent passes in. Right near midfield for one of the backs for the Lady Cats. I believe on that one it was Isabel Thessing with a great tackle. Schultz, near side, inline. Looking for options, finds Stanley. Stanley. Ooh, great pass there to Addie Fenton. Fenton, back to Stanley. Here's the opportunity. Oh, just off the fingertips. Great save there by Allen. Just off the fingertips. Had that not been deflected by her hand, then that would have been a goal for sure. Here in the second period, your Lady Cats just putting on a show here tonight at the Prim. They lead 6-1. It's their first home game at the Prim since their district opener over Pleasant Grove, when the Lady Cats won 3-1. Since then, it's been a 6-1 win over Paris, It's been a 9-0 win over Pittsburgh. That was this last Tuesday. And now, leading big, 6-1 here over North Lamar, tied for second. And now, you have to wonder if the Lady Cats, as I mentioned prior to this game getting underway, that if the Lady Cats can win in that Pleasant Grove rematch, that'll be in Texarkana next time around. That's Tuesday, final day in February the 28th. If the Lady Cats can win that one, take care of business the rest of the way, barring any major injuries, it's kind of time to start thinking about a district championship for Lady Cats soccer. Coach Adriana Brenna said she was going to have to talk with historians and such and go back over the records to see if the Lady Cats have ever won a district championship. I mean, being in a district with Pine Tree, Longview, Mount Pleasant for so many years can make it really, really difficult for a soccer program to win, men or women. On the far side is, I believe that was Kendall Farrell. Lady Cats getting it back to their backs, trying to reset a little bit. Ooh, good D by Malia Doss. Farrell pressuring her man. Not letting her dribble in space. And not the pass that Pantherette wanted on that one. Well past its intended target, all the way to the back four for North Lamar. Here is a Pantherette in space, though, as North Lamar is able to push it all the way up to the back four for the Lady Cats. Williams pushes it back yet again. Doss. I believe that was intended for Kendall Farrell, but a pass goes awry. About 16 minutes left in here in this one. Your Lady Cats lead 6-1 over North Lamar. If the score stays where it's at right now, it would be their second 6-1 district win and second in 3 games. They won 6-1 in Paris last Tuesday, not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before. Good save there by Maya Olvera. Hadn't been too busy tonight, but she's been pretty good. Most times it's come her way. She has given up a goal, though. Lady Cats finally starting to feel some pressure from on their back four. As North Lamar trying to put some kind of respect here on the scoreboard, but trailing by 5, 6-1. And now Williams with a little bit of room. Anna Williams, here she goes all alone, and goal, Lady Cats. Anna Williams with goal number 7 for Sulphur Springs here tonight. My word. The captain has scored 2 goals, number 3 and now number 7 here in a 7-1 lead over the visiting North Lamar Pantherettes. Coach Selena Davis and the Pantherettes now really staring down the barrel of a daunting lead. Ooh, good effort there. North Lamar, once again in space. Even better defense by Izzy Thessing. Thessing pushes it all the way up to midfield, and Anna Williams for North Lamar starts going back. Ricochets like a pinball. Angel Cruz now with it. Cruz. Looking for Malia Doss. Thessing. To Williams. Williams. Ooh. Last touched by a Pantherette. Had she simply not raced after it, it would have been their ball. Instead, nice defense from Zoe Crump. Left back for the Lady Cats. Thessing. I think. No, that is not in fact Thessing. Throw in from the Pantherettes at midfield. Lady Cats quickly come up with it, but just as quickly, Williams kicks it straight to a North Lamar athlete. And violation is called. Committed against a Lady Cat. Can't quite tell who committed it, but it looks like it was foul on Aniston Price, if I'm not mistaken. Malia Doss. Ooh, can't quite catch up to the ball. Just outside of the penalty box. She will turn it over. So it will be a free kick. It's away. Valerie Flecker gets it to Crump before Crump can't catch up to it. About 11 minutes left to go here in this one. Your Lady Cats leading 6-1 over North Lamar. Pantherettes just looking for maybe a bit more respectability here on the scoreboard. They were able to get one at that point, trailing 5-1. But since then, yet another goal from the Lady Cats. Sorry, 2 goals from the Lady Cats. Williams. And Zoe Crump near midfield. Now looking to Angel Cruz. Cruz though. Not the touch she wanted on that one. Well, the reserves are definitely in here at the Prim as... Ooh. Bad kick there. No yellow card though. They'll let it play out. Free kick at about the 27 on the Sulphur Springs side of the field. However, not the kind of opportunity that Pantherette was hoping for. It goes straight to Maya Olvera, who has no problem catching it with both hands. No goal there. And another pass gone awry for these reserves here for the Lady Cats. Doss. To now Anna Williams inside the 30. She's got a Lady Cat, Zoe Crump. But Crump is beat by a Pantherette. It takes a midfielder to come in and get a clean tackle. Cruz. Now to Doss. And trying to get to Williams before it's taken away at midfield. Pantherettes on the far side. Quickly being pressured by a Lady Cat. And as a result, having to turn it over. Ugly kick there. That goes straight to Anna Williams. Williams to Schultz, but too far in front of the Lady Cat. Schultz can't catch up with it. Goalkeeper for North Lamar, Allen, had no trouble racing up to that one in time to prevent a goal kick, or rather an opportunity. And now some more reserves for the Lady Cats. Or rather, the original starters. Clark. Finn. Stanley. All come back in. On the far side is North Lamar, but Sulphur Springs does wind up with it. Clark here on the near side. Schultz comes to. Straight to Clark. Clark, just the goalie to beat. Off the top of the bar. That's tough. Far side is, I believe, Williams. No, sorry, that's Jolie Moore. Lady Cats do throw in, though. It goes straight to Moore. Moore. Now to Fenton. Then to Schultz. Before the defense pushes it out. Romero. Fessing. Stanley now with it. The senior. Schultz does a nice job run to the ball. Stanley back to Williams. Schultz to Clark. Inside the 10 for North Lamar. And once again, the cross just too tough. And man, it's a tough pass to make. I tell you, for one thing, I could never even dream of pulling that kickoff. But it's a tough one. I mean, it's got to travel at least half of the playing field in width. So it's a deep cross. Just unfortunately coming up short on each of the few times that they've attempted that one. Lady Cats still leading in a huge, huge way, though, 7-1. This game all wrapped up with less than 5 minutes to go. Clark. Nowhere near that ball. That wasn't even within the same zip code. That ball probably landed in 75483. But set up the free kick here, just outside of the PK, or the PB, is North Lamar. Finn to Clark. Clark has her kick bounce off to Pantherettes. And another good opportunity thwarted by Allen, goalkeeper for North Lamar. Now less than 4 minutes to go here in this district matchup. Your Lady Cats are on their way to a 4-0 perfect start to district play. Why is the 4-0 significant? Because round 1 of district play ends tonight with this game versus North Lamar. So, with the Lady Cats winning here tonight, again, leading huge 7-1, they will not only be the lone undefeated team in 15-4A still, but wraps up the first half of their district season perfect at 4-0. So, again, hosting North Lamar here tonight. That wraps up both round 1 and round 2 for Sulphur Springs. And round 2 begins, just as round 1 did, with the Lady Cats playing Pleasant Grove. And boy, that'll be a fun one. So that's not on Tuesday. In fact, that's not next Friday either. The Lady Cats, off the top of the crossbar. Lady Cats still have it though. Tripped up though. So it looks like we will have a free kick coming up here. But yeah. So now less than 2.5 to go here in this one. So the Lady Cats don't play Tuesday, nor do they play Friday. So what's next for them? That Pleasant Grove duel. That's it. Tuesday after next here at the Prim. Here's a free kick from Schultz. Nothing but net. Haley Schultz. Goal, Lady Cats. That is goal number 8 here tonight. Your Lady Cats lead 8-1 over tied for second North Lamar. Haley Schultz scoring an 8th goal for Sulphur Springs in one night. And for Schultz, that is her, let me double check, 18th goal on the season in 16 games. So averaging over 1 per game. Man, the first time I ever saw a Lady Cat soccer game, I think Schultz would have been a freshman at that point, yes, and I couldn't believe it. A freshman running literal circles around 5A varsity soccer foes, and again, that's like Longview, Pine Tree, Mount Pleasant, that's huge. Although admittedly, I'm a bit disappointed I didn't get to see Rowan Faircloth here tonight, as Coach Adriana Brenna says she is arguably her best player. And that's saying something when you've got 30-goal scorer Rebecca Stanley from 2 years ago. Haley Schultz, who's already up to almost 20 goals, and we haven't even played that many games. But these Lady Cats are a lot of fun to watch, and now down here in 4A, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're going to be tested in the playoffs, but they're not only a playoff team, but they could have a chance to do a little bit of damage come playoff time. Although, you got to know if they're going to be in the playoffs, and a boy can hope, but if they're going to make it far, at some point they are going to run into Salina, a team that beat them this year 8-0. And Coach Brenna said that was a tough one because she knew her team wanted to go in there and wanted to win, but just unfortunately, when it gets to be 3-4-0, body language, head starts slumping, same with shoulders, heads hang, but Not for the Lady Cats. Since then, they've been dominating all the time, and especially here tonight as triple zeros are on the scoreboard. Your Lady Cats have won 8-1 here in a district contest and now have wrapped up round 1 of district play. They went a perfect 4-0 and wrapped it up here tonight with a huge blowout win over North Lamar. We're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our post-game sponsors, but then we'll have a quick wrap-up and talk about what's next. Welcome back to Gerald Prim Stadium. You'll be listening to KSST Radio 1230 AM or watching along on our YouTube channel as we've been bringing you Lady Cats soccer here tonight. And what a thriller it was here in their first game for us covering them this year, winning 8-1 over visiting North Lamar. This win is significant because it wraps up round 1 of district play, or the first half of district season, and the Lady Cats, your Sulphur Springs Lady Cats, are still perfect, 4-0. They beat Pleasant Grove to start off district play. That was 2 weeks ago, 3-1. That was in Texarkana. Then more recently, Tuesday before last, playing in Paris. They did get that game off, contrary to all the raining cats and dogs and lightning we had here in town Tuesday before last. But they did get that game off, winning 6-1. Off last Friday, so a week ago, this past Tuesday, hosting Pittsburgh, winning yet again, this time by a score of 9-0. And Friday, here again at the Prim, it was just about as close. It was just a goal off from that. North Lamar did score in this game, so the Lady Cats didn't get the shutout, but they still won by a final margin of 8-1. A huge win for Sulphur Springs. Let's talk goals. So first and second were both by Kylie Clark, and she got at least 3 more opportunities besides those early, so she could have had up to anywhere as many as 5 goals, maybe more, but just only able to get 2 of those to cash in. Number 3 and number 7 were both by Anna Williams. So good job by that captain, continuing to not only be a great contributor on defense, but offense as well. Finding great options, great looks, great passes, but also able to put it in herself. So again, those were 3rd and the 7th goals scored by Anna Williams. 4th goal was scored by Jolie Moore, not only a cross-country star, but also pretty good on the pitch. So great job by her. 5th goal was by Becca Stanley, or Rebecca. I didn't catch the 6th goal, quite honestly. That might have been an own goal committed by North Lamar. I'm not certain. But either way, there was a 6th goal by the Lady Cats. 7th I mentioned was Anna Williams. And 8th, none other than Haley Schultz, the scoring aficionado for the Lady Cats. And after that Schultz goal, the game was well over. Your Sulphur Springs Lady Cats won big here over North Lamar, 8-1. And again, are 4-0 in district play. Regrettably, we will not be able to get back with soccer until we finish our commitments with basketball. So first, let's talk about what's next for Lady Cats soccer. So they don't play Tuesday or Friday of next week. Let me say that again. They have a total bye next week, Tuesday and Friday. No games. And then the following Tuesday will be a huge duel with Pleasant Grove. So if Wildcats basketball makes it 4 rounds deep, then I'll be covering that game. Hold on, let me redo that math. Next Tuesday is by district, Friday. So if Wildcats basketball makes it 3 rounds, then I won't be able to cover that duel with Pleasant Grove. But if Wildcats basketball somehow, some way gets upset, then I will be here for that one. However, again, we won't be able to get back with soccer until after Wildcats basketball concludes their season. But either way, Lady Cats soccer and Wildcat soccer both wrap up round 1 of district play here tonight. And your Lady Cats made it big here, winning 8-1, and as a result, finishing 4-0 in district play. And have to imagine the Wildcat soccer team will come up with a win as well. So not only could Wildcats basketball finish their district season 10-0, but we could potentially, maybe, just maybe, have the same sort of efforts from the soccer teams. Before I get too ahead of myself, though, we'll be with Wildcats basketball on Tuesday. in their bi-district matchup. We still don't know who they play yet. That is yet to be decided, if it's not already been decided here tonight. But either way, we'll know later tonight or first thing tomorrow who Sulphur Springs plays in that bi-district matchup for men's basketball. But again, Lady Cat Soccer wins big to wrap up round 1 of district play 8-1 over North Lamar. With your play-by-play, I've been Ross Lubinsky. Shooting video for us is Matt Jansen, and back at the station making all the magic happen is James Terry. That'll do it for us here at the Prim as Lady Cat Soccer wins big 8-1 over North Lamar. Back to you, James.